Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. We're on page number 41 in your math books. 41. What? No. Bummer. Okay. We are on page 41, factoring tree. Okay. The factoring tree is another method used to find prime factors. It uses pairs of factors until all factors are prime. The tree for finding prime factors of 36 can begin with 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 6 times 6. Okay, so this is what we look at for a factoring tree. If we have the number 36, okay, we need to break this down into a pair of factors. Okay, so give me two numbers we want. All right, there we go. That's better. Thank you. All right, so we should have volume now. Can you hear me if you're watching online? Go ahead, type something in, let me know. Okay, so when we break this down into the factor tree, we're simply taking a number and breaking it all the way down into smaller prime numbers until we can't break it down anymore. Okay? So let's take another number. Okay? That gives us the example of 54. 54. Okay, 54. Give me two numbers, we multiply them together, equal 54. Ariel. 9 times 6. 9 and 6. Okay? Then we're going to go over to one of these numbers. So let's do the 9. Break it down. What times what equals 9? 3 times 3. Okay? 2 times 3. Okay. So 54 equals 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay? So we're going to get 2 times 3 is 6, times 3 is 18, times 3 is 54. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 2 is 54. Okay? So again, when we break it down this way, it doesn't matter the order that you multiply these guys in. It's going to equal the main number as long as you have the proper prime numbers up there, okay? So, let's look at 1A. 1A, they did most of it for you. You have the number 36, and they broke it down into the factors of 4 and 9, okay? So from that, you're going to break 4 down into its factors of what? What are the factors for 4? 2 times 2, okay? Is 2 a prime number? Yes, it is. So we can't go any farther than that, can we? Okay. So now we break 9 down. What are the numbers for 9? 3 times 3. Is 3 a prime number? Yes, it is. So we've now broken the number 36 down into its prime factors. Okay? Prime factors. Again, prime, a number that can only be divided by 1 or itself. And factor are numbers we multiply together equal a product. Okay? So these are prime factors. Yes? Turn the air down? Dude, it's 70 degrees in here right now. I'll turn it down to 70, so if it gets over 71. But you guys are just running around outside, so you're going to be a little warm in here right now. But we don't set it lower than 70. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, so let's look at letter B. Letter B, they give the number 40. The number 40. And then it breaks it down into the factors of 4 and 10. Tony, what are the factors of 4? 2 and 2. What are the factors of 10, Adam?
2 and 2?
Not 2 times 2 is what?
No, hold on.
Ariel? 2 and 5. Okay, is 5 a prime number? Yes, it is. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Okay? Letter C. We have the number 27. They break it down. And we have the numbers of 3 and 9. 3 is already a prime number, right? So we can't break that down anymore. And then we have 9. What are the factors of 9? 3 and 3. So we're going to end up with 27 equals 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 again is 27, right? Okay. So, any questions over this part? No? Okay. Now, let's look at section 2. Look at section 2 right now. Okay. In section 2, they give you the number. Then in that green section right there next to the number, that's how they want you to start it off with, okay? So, for letter A, they give you 20, and they want you to break it off and do 4 and 5, okay? So, from 4 and 5, then you're going to break 4 down into prime numbers, and then, oh, look, 5 is already a prime number, right? Right? 5 is already a prime number? Okay? So, they give you an easy one to start off with. So, go ahead and do your factor tree for letter A, letter B, and letter C. I'll be around to check on you guys, all right? All right, so I walked around and looked at everybody's stuff. And the one thing we're getting hung up on is we need to make sure letter B. Section 2, letter B. Okay? Everybody that I saw made it to this point. Okay? But then you stopped. Okay? You can't stop right there because that's not a prime number. The whole point of doing this is to break it down into all prime numbers, okay? So, what you have to do is you have to go one step farther and break it down into that. Okay? So, 32 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. Okay? So, the whole point of doing this, the whole reason why we're doing this, is to get it down into prime numbers, okay? Prime numbers. And again, what's a prime number? What's the definition of a prime number? A number that's only factors are 1 and itself. Okay? 1 and itself. Okay, now I'm going to show you a different way to break down into prime numbers. Okay? And this is called division of prime. This is the same exact thing we're doing right here. Okay? It's only a little bit different. Okay? But it does the same exact thing. Okay? So, this is like reverse division. So if I have 16, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an upside down division box. Okay? Now, I'm going to pick a prime number that goes into 16. So, what's a prime number that will go into 16? Tristan? Can you divide 16 by 3?
No, 8.
8's not prime. 2. And it's an even number. All even numbers can be divided by 2. Okay? 16 divided by 2 is going to be 8. So we're going to draw this line again. Okay? Then we're going to choose another prime number that we can divide by 8. 2. And we're going to 4. Then we're going to choose another prime number we can divide by 4. 2. Okay? And now we have a prime number right here, right? So, 16 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same thing as if I were to go okay? I get the same thing, right? This is just a different way to do it. Okay? Now, for you guys right now, the easiest way to do it is probably the factor tree. Okay? Because with the factor tree, you just have to come up with 2 factors and then break what factor down, then break this factor down over here. Okay? This you can do. We're going to actually do a couple sample problems this way. So let's look at section 3 on page number 42. And I want you guys, I already did A. I want you guys to do C first, do letter C first, and then D, and then B. So I want you guys to do C and D, then B, okay? CDB. And then I'll be around to help you guys. Raise your hand if you have any questions. If you have any questions, you're watching online, go ahead and type it in. Okay, some of you still have some issues with this. Let's go over this. I said to skip over letter B because letter B is probably one of the hardest ones. We have 50, so we're going to do letter C. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually choosing what number we're going to divide by, okay? But the number we choose needs to be a prime number, and it needs to go into it evenly, okay? So we have a lot of choices here. We can choose 2, or we can choose 5, okay? If we choose 5, 5 goes into 50 10 times. Okay? And then we come down and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to choose a prime number that goes into 10. We have the same two choices. We have 2 or we have 5. We're going to choose 5 and we're going to get a 2 down here. Because this is a prime number now down here, we don't go any farther. We're done. The problem is over with. We have 50 equals 5 times 5 times 2. Okay? Now, letter D, 125. Okay? Division of primes again. Now, this is where help knowing your division rules comes in really handy. Okay? Because I know I can't divide that by 2. I know I can't divide that by 3. I know that I can divide it by 5. Okay? Now typically, okay, when we're doing division of prime, 95% of the time, you're going to use one of 4 numbers to start off. You're going to use 2. If this is an even number, you can use 2 to start it off. You're going to use 3 to start it off. You're going to use 5 to start it off. Or you're going to use 7 to start it off. Okay? Now, I know 7 does not go into 125. I know 3 does not go into 125. I know 2 does not go into 125. So what's my last option? 5. Because that ends in a 5, I know I'm going to get a 5. Okay? Okay? 125 divided by 5 is going to be 25. And then, of course, I can divide by 5 again. So 125 equals 5 times 5 times 5. Okay? And then, going back to letter B, 38. Okay. Remember what I said? Those 4 numbers that we're going to use to start off with? Okay. What's the very first number I said we're going to use to start off with? Yes. But I listed 4 prime numbers that we're probably going to start off with. We're going to start off with a 2. Okay? 38 divided by 2 is going to be 19. Okay? Done.
Oh, it's a prime number.
19 is a prime number. 19 is a prime number. Okay? That's why I said to wait for the last one on this one. Okay? No. It's the hardest one because you're thinking of breaking it down into smaller numbers. Okay? Sometimes a large number is a prime number. Okay? So, homework for tonight. Homework for tonight, I'll give you guys a couple minutes in class to do work on it, is homework section number 23. That's going to be on page 360. 360. Homework lesson 23. Okay?
Lesson what?
Lesson 23. If you are ever guessing or wondering about the homework, if I say lesson number, it's going to be on the bottom of the page in that blue box right there. It's going to tell you where the homework is. So this is going to be homework lesson 23. Unless I give you like a review section or something like that. Okay? So, homework lesson 23 for tonight. Make sure you guys get this done. And you guys have plenty of time. Well, you guys have about 8 minutes to work on it in class.